These are Ohio cold cases from 2019. Before we go over the cold cases, please make sure that you're following the channel. You give this video a like and you share it out. It not only helps the channel, but it helps spread awareness on these cases. Also, please forgive me for any names that I may mispronounce. We're not quite sure why, but it seems, especially with Ohio, starting around 2002, a lot of these cases just don't have any photos available. But we know the importance of spreading awareness, so putting out their name and their details help just as much. And if you live in Ohio and you know the reason for this, please let us know. Zyree Franklin disappeared from Columbus, Ohio on January 31st, 2019. She's a black female that was 16 years old. She would now be 21. She was 5'3" and weighed 105 pounds with black hair and brown eyes. If you have any information, call 614-645-4545. Jeremiah Banton, he disappeared from Toledo on April 24th, 2019. He's a black male that was 15 years old. He would now be 20. He was 5'3" and weighed 110 pounds with black hair and brown eyes. If you have any information, call 419-245-3340. Charles Smith disappeared from Youngstown on May 3rd, 2019. He was 17 years old. He would now be 22. He was 5'7" and weighed 125 pounds with blonde hair and hazel eyes. If you have any information, call 330-743-9380. Archangel Garcia Rosario disappeared from Cincinnati on June 4th, 2019. They were 14 years old. They would now be 20. 5'4" and weighed 145 pounds with black hair and brown eyes. If you have any information, call 513-245-6600. Person Lyons Emily disappeared from Cincinnati on July 14th, 2019. They were 14 years old. They would now be 19. They were 5'2" and weighed 110 pounds with brown hair and brown eyes. If you have any information, call 513-245-6600. Rena Souza disappeared from Oroville on July 30th, 2019. She's a white female. She was 17 years old. She would now be 22. She was 5'4" and weighed 117 pounds with black hair and brown eyes. If you have any information, call 330-287-5750. Daisha Palmer disappeared from Cincinnati on August 13th, 2019. She was 13 years old. She would now be 18. She was 5'6" and weighed 170 pounds with black hair and brown eyes. If you have any information, call 513-352-6474. Amelia Mahan disappeared from Youngstown on August 25th, 2019. She's a white female. She was 12 years old at the time. She would now be 17. She was 6'5" and weighed 151 pounds with brown hair and brown eyes. If you have any information, call 330-675-2730. Akasha Kelly disappeared from Mansfield on September 13th, 2019. She is a black female. She was 15 years old at the time. She would now be 20. She was 5'2" and weighed 115 pounds with black hair and brown eyes. If you have any information, call 419-755-9724. Robert Huff disappeared from Columbus on September 14th, 2019. He was 17 years old. He would now be 22. He was 5'7" and weighed 150 pounds with blonde hair and brown eyes. If you have any information, call 614-645-4545. Edgar Chutt disappeared from Columbus on September 21st, 2019. He was 16 years old. He would now be 21. He was 4'5" and weighed 100 pounds with black hair and brown eyes. If you have any information, call 614-645-4545. Demontre Mills disappeared from Toledo on November 10th, 2019. He's a black male. He was 12 years old at the time. He would now be 16. He was 4 foot and weighed 70 pounds with black hair and brown eyes. If anyone has any information, call 419-245-3340. Robert Brumfield disappeared from Cincinnati on November 26, 2019. He's a black male. He was 14 years old. He would now be 19. He was 5'6" and weighed 140 pounds with black hair and brown eyes. If anyone has any information, call 513-352-6474. David Escobar Ramirez disappeared from Columbus on December 9th, 2019. He was 16 years old. He would now be 21. He was 5'1" and weighed 120 pounds with black hair and brown eyes. If you have any information, call 614-645-4545. If you have any information on the whereabouts of any of these missing persons, please call 911 or the number listed with their picture.